Well, hello there, motherfuckers, and welcome to your SmackDown review. And, this might be a subdued review because I'm not feeling my best. Have an upper respiratory infection. But I figured I'd still do my SmackDown review here. And there's not really a lot on this show to get excited about anyway, or to really get worked up about, because it was a bland, boring show. There's nothing even... They're at the point right now where really, you could get upset. You could say things about, talent being mistreated. But at this point, it's like the entire roster is being misused. We already know that WrestleMania hype has been dead for, 7, 8, 9 years. You could basically, I've basically lost sight of the last time that a Mania build was actually good. So there's no point in really getting upset about it. So let's just go through this show and see what we got here. We started off with Kevin Owens, with the Kevin Owens show, and what happened to this guy? Did he get injured again or something? Because he comes back, he's gonna have a WWE Championship match, right? Didn't they replace Kofi Kingston with Kevin Owens last month? Now he's just, they don't show him for a little bit. He hosts the show with Charlotte and Becky Lynch. And then, then we don't see him. And now he just reappears suddenly. So what is the deal with Kevin Owens? Is Fat Boy, is he injured again? Is this why they're not giving him a match? You would think McMahon introduced him. He actually called Kevin Owens' box office, and he doesn't even have a match at Mania. I mean, I guess they're gonna probably throw him into the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal or something like that. So they start off with Orton and Styles arguing in the ring, going back and forth about, something about this. It's like they want this to be a work shoot, but it's like the TNA thing. They hold back, just like the last time Orton mentioned Dixie Carter, catching rays with Dixie Carter down in Florida or wherever it was, down in Orlando. It feels like half-hearted. Now, Styles did let loose and say, Orton, you were too busy failing drug tests, and it was... that was a good line there. But then, of course, we got to get, Orton calling Styles a corporate bitch. Which, he's saying you're no longer like this hardworking indie guy. I don't know. Something about this, it feels very manufactured. It still feels like it's scripted. It doesn't feel like it's natural flowing. It's like, okay, I say one thing and then you say another. And then we're going to throw this line in there to make the audience go ooh and ah. And, it's just... It didn't do it for me. I know people were probably marking out over the drug test comment, but, they're so immature. It's like, these people are giving credit where credit's due. And I'll say it was a good line, but Orton really doesn't have anything to say back to it. That's where you know that it's scripted. Obviously, a guy like Orton is not scared of letting people know his opinion. He's very outspoken. He's probably the most outspoken backstage nowadays. So I don't get why he wouldn't have anything to say back to that drug comment. There was no retort. He kind of just put his head down, laughed about it a little bit, and then carried on. So why are we not really giving Orton the opportunity to really say anything back? It's kind of unrealistic, to say the least. So they brawl a little bit. AJ goes for the flying forearm, and Orton hits him with the RKO from the top rope. If I had to make a prediction for this match, I probably would say they're gonna put AJ over on Orton. The way how they don't really treat Orton like he's a prize commodity anymore. And that's a real shame, because in actuality, he's one of the last few stars left. You know, that's how it used to be backstage. If there was shit on the script and, you know, it wasn't something that a wrestler wanted to do, they would give you a piece of their mind. They would say, I'm not doing this. And that's one of those few people is Orton. But at this point, you could just see that Orton doesn't really give a shit anymore. And I don't mean in the ring. I mean just like, okay, this is what you want me to do. All right, just pay me and I'll get over it. It's like, because it would be pointless. You know, nowadays with this current crop of writers, they're not going to go out of their way to give someone like Orton, who deserves a good storyline or deserves a good promo, the opportunity to do so. So he probably just says fuck it. And, you know, I don't blame the guy. Aleister Black and Ricochet and the Usos defeated The Bar, Rusev, and Nakamurphy. You know, just like a little fast-paced match here, and you know, like seriously, like who cares? Like the tag belts here, they're not even going to be on the line in Mania against the Hardys like they originally planned. Instead, we found out they actually are going to be on the line, and Alexa Bliss makes the match. Like, all of a sudden, she makes the match after this match. And this is the second time she's done this. Like, since when did the host of WrestleMania get the power to make to make the matches? She's not the booker. She's not an authority figure. She's just the host. Like, you know, okay, you probably saying, all right, why does it even really matter at this point? And I guess it really doesn't. It's just, it's really funny, just their attention to detail, just how much they don't give a shit about these little things. It's like, yeah, whatever, just have her make the match. Like Vince or Shane McMahon's the authority figure on the show, and he can't be bothered to come out there. Because I guess they have to play by their rules, right? Since he's involved in a feud with The Miz, he's not allowed to exit outside of that. What is the deal like with that? Like, one wrestler is only allowed one segment per show, and they're not allowed to, like, go beyond that magical barrier. Like, it's like backstage. Like, you can't go outside that magical barrier. You have to stand in front of the Raw and SmackDown sign if you want to cut a promo. There's like these imaginary boundary lines. And like, it's weird that they have them. It's like, why even bother, you know, doing anything? If you have to like operate within these strange, weird parameters. And he's a McMahon. And they can't have him come out there and announce a fucking match. They have to have Alexa Bliss do it. And notice that all these teams that are in there, like, why would you pick all these teams and not one team is the Hardy Boys? How are the Hardys not going to be involved in this match for the tag titles when they were originally supposed to be planned to face against the Usos? And you are not going to put them in there after what they did the whole year? The whole year. They've done all of this for the WWE. What Broken Matt did, trying his hardest to bring all of his charisma and personality, and Jeff Hardy, you know, at Hell in a Cell, dangles off the cage, puts his life on the line. Doesn't matter to them. You guys, they're like, fuck them. They're not getting their WrestleMania moment. Oh, they'll get it if you consider a WrestleMania moment to be the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal, which they are just fucking shitting on all their talent. They're throwing all these great people, all these talented people that worked harder than a lot of other people on the card, and they're just throwing them into the Battle Royal. You know, Braun Strowman, for example. I mean, how hard did that guy work? To the fact that he was one of their main eventers. Where is he? They're going to throw him in the Battle Royal. The Hardy Boys. Put them in the Battle Royal. I don't know. I guess, like, even the... Well, okay, the SmackDown tag belts are on the line, but why not the Raw ones? I guess they're gonna... I guess the Revival are gonna be in the Battle Royal as well. And, like, this sort of doesn't even make sense. Wasn't there, like, a count out? Like, didn't Aleister Black and Ricochet get screwed over by the Revival? It's like, oh, well, that's okay. You know, we'll just go for the SmackDown belts instead. The brand split is like a joke. And their original match that they had planned, they can't even factor in the original challengers into it. And they're the most over of the bunch. This company, what are they doing? Like, honestly, how are you not going to have the Hardys in the tag match when they're the most popular team, maybe one of the most popular tag teams of all time? The Iconics come out to the ring to cut a promo. This was just odd that they gave them, like, this spot. Like, this could have been accomplished in, like, a pre-tape or a backstage. Whatever, they're going to go on, challenge for the tag belts. It's going to be iconic. Great. The Miz defeated Sanity in a 3-on-1. It was a Falls Count Anywhere match. They actually fought into the parking lot, which was interesting, but Miz just killed Sanity. And, you know, I'm not going to be biased here. You know, I said it was ridiculous when Finn Balor defeated both Lashley and Jinder Mahal. The Miz, you know how much I praise this guy, and I'm a huge Miz fan, and I think he's one of the most charismatic guys, one of the most hardworking talents on the roster. He should be wrestling for the world title. He shouldn't be relegated to this, you know, this match at Mania, or wrestling for all eternity for the Intercontinental title. You know, but having him, first of all, he should have a problem wrestling someone like Killian Dane on his own. This big, huge, massive guy. But Eric Young and, what's his name? I want to say Desmond Wolfe, but I know that that's Nigel McGuinness. What the hell is the guy's name? Wolfe. The other, you know, least popular member of Sanity. Whatever. How is he going to beat all three of these when there's no rules? And he wins in dominant fashion. And it's not even like it's Bobby Lashley or Brock Lesnar or someone big like that. It's The Miz. Sorry, but that just looked so ridiculous. And it did nothing. What did that do for The Miz? And what did that do to further the match? You know, besides Shane coming out and announcing that this was going to be a Falls Count Anywhere, what type of interaction did we really have between The Miz and Shane? Oh, he showed the picture of him grabbing the dad's face again. That's about it. You know, like, we haven't seen them do that 1,000 times. I love how, like, it's all been presentations, you know, on Raw. Batista, hey, take a look at this, guys. And same thing with Shane McMahon, you know, just let's show people pictures up on the Titantron to get heat. I mean, really? Like, this would be like if you wanted to start a fight with somebody in real life, and instead of, you know, saying an insult to somebody, you wrote it down on a piece of paper and you showed it to them. I mean, really, like, what would be the difference here? People are getting angry over photographs on the Titantron or video packages. Stone Cold Cringey Lynch gets dropped off in a squad car. So this is really interesting, you know. So she got arrested in Washington, D.C., and they drop her off in Baltimore, Maryland. She just strolls out of the squad car. That's pretty amazing. I didn't know that, you know. I guess it works like that. I guess, you know, if you get arrested here in New York, if you need a ride to, you know, Pennsylvania, I guess they'll drop you off there. Didn't know that the local police force was a car service or, you know, a taxi service. I mean, you know, who needs Uber when you have the fucking Washington, D.C. police? So she comes into the arena. She gets up on the table. She cuts the most, overacted promo that she's probably cut yet. And, like, what was even said in this promo? Where's Charlotte? Where's Ronda? So this is the last image. Look how much difference a year could make. Yeah, you could definitely say that again. Look how much difference a year could make. Instead of having a main event like Brock Lesnar versus Roman Reigns, which people bitched about last year, we're getting this in the main event instead. And the funny thing is, you're probably going to see people doing the wave. There's probably going to be beach balls and shit, because people are going to be bored out of their mind after 8 fucking hours, and they're going to be forced to watch this match that's been shoved down. Like, see, this is the thing, what I don't understand about some of the smarts. You bitch and you bitch and you bitch about John Cena and Roman Reigns being shoved down your throat. But Stone Cold Cringey Lynch, it's just fine. Now, granted, the smarts are in part responsible for her being over and her being pushed. Because, everyone said, oh, give the women a chance. Oh my God, if we could go back in time. How can you listen to all these knuckleheads on the internet? These people, you take a look at these people in the audience, the current crop of fans that they have. You're going to look at these people and you're going to take suggestions from people like that. Like, give the women a chance. I mean, we've given the women a chance. And look what we ended up with. Now, granted, creative made that ridiculous Raw segment. I'm still reeling from that. I still can't believe what I witnessed on Raw. That ridiculous, police segment. And then they just have to put the icing on the cake and make like the police are like a car service. So that was just, I mean, I was just completely done after that. So, I'm sure everyone will tell you this was a great promo. I looked at Wade Keller's review, of course. He said it was a great promo. I mean, I just don't know how anyone could look at this and say this is a great promo. What was the point of this promo? What did it accomplish? Did it further anything? Did it further the storyline? Did it make Becky Lynch a better character? Did we learn anything from it? No. It was as cringy as ever, and it makes me hate her character even more. Honestly, guys, there's not one person on the roster that I despise more than Becky Lynch's character. I think that this is probably the most ridiculous, most over-the-top, most exaggerated, most overrated character I have ever seen in my life. I've never had so many people tell me that this individual is gold. I mean, I'm not saying that, she's not a... I'm not saying that she doesn't have any talent or anything like that. But what you saw, the more and more they put the spotlight on her, the more and more she didn't deserve it. She couldn't even sell the right leg properly when they gave her an ankle injury to sell. It got so bad that they actually had to put an ankle brace on her, or a knee brace, or whatever the hell it was, so she would remember which leg to sell. That's pathetic. And you just look at these promos. You listen to how she talks, like the language that she uses, you little weirdo and all that. And, she says, get my foot and stuff like that. I don't know if they're feeding her those lines, but whatever the case may be. The character, which I'm saying is not Becky Lynch herself, whatever her name is, Rebecca, whatever. Becky Lynch as a character is just abysmal. Then we had an 18-person tag match, and this is like the thing you guys can see. Like, I'm already sick. I'm not feeling the show, and I'm just sitting there saying to myself, "What the hell is this?" Like this just looks plain fucking goofy. Like, you think we could put any more people into this match? And, oh, there's the Hardys. There they are. And there's like not even a winner to this thing. It's just then all of a sudden they just start throwing. It's not a battle royal, but they just start throwing people out of the ring. And Asuka throws Jeff Hardy out of the ring. Like, you know, I'm sorry, I can't get into all this, like, femdom stuff that they do, and that's exactly what it is. I'm sorry to say it, but it's at this point where we just have to say this. This is just, like, a little bit uncomfortable, because they're having Becky, Stone Cold Cringey Lynch, Charlotte, and Ronda Rousey. I kind of could start to see Ronda Rousey, at least because she's got some MMA training. They're beating the shit out of security guards, cops, just dominating men. Just making men look weak and inferior and everything like that. And you know, I know a lot of people are going to say it sounds sexist, but I'm sorry, guys. Most of the time, men are stronger than women. And it's very, very hard for a woman to take down a man. That's usually why men are referred to as protectors and such like that. But I know people don't want to hear that this day and age. Granted, I understand that. Now, this just looks sad, pathetic in every way to see Jeff Hardy, a former WWE champion, a legend, someone who undoubtedly is going to enter into their Hall of Fame, and he will deserve it probably more than anyone else. I'm a big Jeff Hardy fan. I'm a big Matt Hardy fan. I'm a big Hardys fan. The fact that they're not getting a Mania moment. Now, I understand. At least Matt Hardy won the Battle Royal last year. He's not going to win it again this year. Jeff Hardy had a DWI. I get it. He couldn't make Mania due to that. They suspended him. But this year, they're fine. Matt Hardy is probably in the best shape of his life. If you follow him on Instagram, the guy is, you know, looking tremendous. You've seen him firsthand on TV. You saw him right here. And they're just thrown as another two individuals into a match with 16 others. They're just faces in the crowd, basically. And they're going to be faces in the crowd in the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. And I'm just like, how do you do this to two legends? How do you do this to two guys who have given it their all, who have put their bodies on the line for this company, giving it all they've got? Even at this point in this career, even when they're older, they're still giving it all they got, because they're there to entertain. They're there to put their best foot forward, to give the best performance possible. And you're going to relegate them to a match that undoubtedly is going to end up on the pre-show. Maybe it might make it onto the main card, but it does not matter. You're missing the point. The Hardy Boys, who stole the show at WrestleMania 2000, who for many, many years going onward would have memorable performances at multiple WrestleManias. The fact that Jeff Hardy is a former WWE champion, the fact that Matt Hardy had created probably one of the best characters we had seen in years in Broken and Woken Matt. And the fact that they're not even going to be, they can't even be bothered, this company, to factor them into a tag match. Samoa Joe defeated Mustafa Ali. Need I say more? I mean, you know, I thought Mustafa Ali was getting a big push here. What happened? Puts him in a coquina clutch. The match is over. Then in the main event, it's Kofi Kingston and Daniel Bryan. And I wasn't thrilled with this. This the contract signing. Kofi Kingston says, you know, he deserves it and everything. And 11 years, 11 years, 11 years. And, you know, like, okay, he's been held down. I get it. They're probably going to give him the WWE Championship. I get it. I understand. It's been 11 years. Oh, and by the way, it's been 11 years. And hey, guess what else? It's been 11 years. Okay? Like, I get it. Like, Roddy Piper was in the WWE for, like, how fucking long and didn't win a world title? I mean, honestly, like, okay? You know, there's many people that are way more talented than Kofi Kingston. Elias is not even on the card. Jeff Hardy, you know, he hasn't had a WWE Championship match in how many years? He's going to be in a fucking Battle Royal. You know, it doesn't matter. Braun Strowman, who's primed and ready to be a champion, with the whole crowd behind him, he didn't get a championship win. So, okay, I understand this is that he's getting the match, but it doesn't matter. Who really cares? Some people have gone their whole career and haven't received a WWE Championship match. I'm sure probably Piper had matches for the belt, but, you know, I don't know. They were few and far between. I don't know what the case is, but regardless of who did what and comparing him to other people, because we could do that all day long, I'm sorry, but the truth is, I know they're saying it jokingly in the storyline, but probably deep down, McMahon really feels that way. He is a B-plus player. He's a mid-carder. Look, out of the 3 people in New Day alone, I'll give you my opinion here. I think that Big E could be a world champion. I think the guy is entertaining. I see his facial expressions. He's the most into it out of the bunch. Xavier Woods, he tries, but he's annoying. But the guy does have personality, even if it is annoying. I can't take it away. I just don't like his personality. But I can't say he doesn't go out there and give an effort. For when they were heels, it was perfect. But being baby faces, it came off as annoying, but whatever. Kofi Kingston, without a doubt, why they brought him in with the accent, the Jamaican gimmick, was to give him a little bit something extra to add. You know, an accent, think about it, goes a long way. It adds a little something. Can you imagine if Cringey Lynch didn't have her accent? Can you imagine if just a regular, you know, she spoke like a valley girl? It would just, you know, there's no way that she would be over to the level that she is with the smarks even. It makes you stand out is basically what I'm saying. Because when most of the wrestlers don't have accents, you know, it adds a little something. It's the same thing like with Finn Balor. If he didn't have the accent, no one would really notice him. It makes you stand out. Even if your promo skills are really bad, it still makes you stand out to a certain degree. So, you know, that's why they gave Kofi Kingston that accent. And, you know, we've seen that for years. They've, like, tried to push Kofi, then they pull back the reins on him. And the thing is, it's just that because really, it never really seemed like the crowd really even cared that much about him. They do the boo, boo, boo with him. And for some reason, that's not even in his repertoire anymore. For some reason, they took that move out, which was that was like his people's elbow, you know, to a much lesser degree, of course, but it was a move that got the crowd going. It got the crowd hyped. Surprising why they removed it from his moveset. I don't know. But anyway, like, I'm watching this segment, I'm just saying, Daniel Bryan was cutting good promos for weeks on end, but they're just not giving him a scenario really here where he's capable of cutting any compelling type of promo. I don't know, I was bored here, just like through the whole fucking show. It's like, can you really, you know, at the risk of sounding redundant, can you believe that this is a WrestleMania go-home show? Can you honestly sit there and believe that this show is the last thing that we're going to see before being subjected to WrestleMania? I can't either. I honestly can't either. But there you go, guys. There's your SmackDown review. And, you know, I'm not feeling great, but I decided, you know, why not? Let's get this review out here. You know, I was thinking about waiting till tomorrow, but I was like, let's just get this shit out of the way. Guys, if you liked the video, please leave a comment down below. Hit the thumbs up, subscribe, and click the bell so you get all notifications when I post all my new videos. And guys, thank you for watching. This has been your YWC Champ, and I'm signing out.